Hello, how you all doing today? Thank you for tuning in and for watching this YouTube video. This is actually the first video I am making on this channel, and thank you so much for watching this. My name is Adrien, and I read tarot, I'm an astrologer, I am a coach, I do a bunch of different things. And today we are going to be answering the question, I have a new tarot deck, what do I do with it? So there's a few things you can do with your brand new tarot deck, and we're going to talk about this. I'm picking up here a deck that I've just acquired. I do tend to buy quite a lot of tarot decks. I love to see the different options, designs out there. This is the Circe Tarot. Now, this is not going to be a video, a review about this particular deck. This is really about talking about what to do when you receive a new deck. And there's a few things you can be doing when you receive a new deck. What I like to do when it's a mass-produced deck like this one, and it has just a simple cardboard box, the first thing I like to do is to actually get the deck out, pull aside the little book and the extra sort of cards which are not really necessary for reading, and put them back in the box. And I like to put this aside. I keep it, I don't throw it away, because sometimes I want to put the cards back in there, but I'm going to show you what I like to do is to actually get them a nice little pouch in there. I am going to put a link at the bottom of the video to where I get this pouch. This is a lovely pouch. You can get this on Etsy. It's a French lady who makes them, and they are gorgeous. So I like to actually find a new pouch for my new deck. This is what I like to do, because that's it's personal, right? Now, what is important with a new deck is that it's because it's 78 cardboards, right? Which, you know, have an intention behind, but what you want to do with these is to actually make a connection with your cards. You want to make them an extension of you. You want to make them your best friend. You want them to get your energy. So the first thing you want to do is to actually look at your new cards, have a feel for them, but then also start shuffling them, shuffling your cards, spending a lot of time shuffling your cards. The more you shuffle, the more they're going to take your energy. They're going to take your imprint. They're going to become part of you just because you'll be touching them. You'll be spending time with your card. This is the first thing you have to do. The second thing I would suggest for you to do is to cleanse them with incense. Now, there are a few ways to do this, and we're going to look at this. Now, I do like to make my own incense, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to show you how in a second, because it's personal, you know. But you can also use an incense stick for this. You don't have to use the same method that I do, but I'm going to show you what I do, and then it's up to you if you decide to do the same thing or not. So let me move the camera a little bit. There you go. Now you can see my table. Okay, so a few things here. The first thing, I like to make my I like to use my incense with a charcoal and an incense burner. Now, you see, this is a fire-proof dish that I use because it's going to burn really hot, so you want to make sure that, you know, this can take the heat. And I put some salt at the bottom. Some salt, there is an esoteric meaning for it. It's because it represents the aspect of earth, whereas the receptacle represents the aspect of water. and the charcoal burning will represent the aspect of fire, and the smoke going up is the aspect of air. So we have the four elements happening here. So esoterically, this is very symbolic for me. So the first thing we're going to be doing is actually we're going to be lighting up the charcoal and let it warm up. Okay, so it's going to take a second. There you go, it's catching. So we're gonna leave it here for a second. The charcoal's gonna warm up. Then what I'm gonna be doing is actually I'm going to be taking a little mortar and pestle here, something very simple that you can find in lots of different places. And I am going to use a couple of things. And I'm gonna tell you what. I'm going to use a few drops of frankincense, some frankincense, and then I'm going to be using myrrh, right? Myrrh. So frankincense is very cleansing, and myrrh is very can really be associated with the idea of going into the depth, right? So very good for divination, for reading tarot. So I add a little bit of myrrh, and on top I will be adding two plants. What are these? First of all, some lavender that I actually grow on my balcony, and I pick it and I dry it. Why lavender? A couple of things. First of all, I love lavender. I think it's a wonderful herb. And also sometimes lavender is associated with Hermes. So it's also associated with the mind, and it's a cleansing herb. So it's quite nice to use this to cleanse your tarot deck with. And finally, I'm going to be using some mugwort. Now you see, I get this from Treadwell's in London. I often, I work for them and with them. So they sell them already dried up. It's really wonderful. Some mugwort. Now, why mugwort? Because mugwort is very good for divination as well. You can also use mugwort in tea to help you before bed, to help you dream and see things in your dreams, right? So what you want to do is you want to mix this with the intention that this is an incense you are making to cleanse and charge your tarot deck. So you're going to grind, this powder, right? Very simple. Very simple. And then put your fingers in there. What you want to do with your fingers in there is make sure you put in your intention in the incense you're making. So with your fingers, like if it's a little wand, turn it around, mix it, and really send out the intention that this is what you want, that you want to use this as a cleansing incense for your deck, right? Then, careful because this gets really hot, okay? What we do here is that we start burning a little bit of incense, a little bit of the mix you've just made, okay? And so you burn it. It smells lovely. And what you want to do is that you want to pass your deck over. Over the smoke. You want to pass your deck over the smoke. Now, intention is very important here. You want to think, why are we doing this? we are cleansing our deck. We are nourishing our deck with the incense that we have just made, right? We are making the deck ours, because millions of people might have the same deck, right? I mean, thousands, millions, I don't know. And what you do here is that you really, really give your deck a good cleansing, smoke, and you make it your own, okay? You can sit in silence, you can have a bit of music, you can visualize whatever you need to visualize. A light that's cleansing the deck. You can chant something if you want to. But this is very important, you know, you're really making the deck your own. You could also simply do this with an incense stick if you wish to. Okay. You can do this with an incense stick. The same way. I like this method better. It's more personal. You create your own incense. Either way, whatever you prefer. The other thing I would also recommend is to get some selenite. This is a bowl of selenite. I really love this bowl. Because what you could do is that you could place your deck. This is really for cleansing selenite. It's very good for cleansing, resetting. If you have crystals as well, you can place your crystals in the bowl of selenite and it sort of resets them, right? I place in the bowl usually a little labradorite, which is very good for psychic energy, and a clear quartz on either side, right? So this sort of living, you can put it on top or to the side. You are leaving your cards in the bowl, right? This will help the cards be cleansed. This is another thing you can be doing, okay? Thirdly, you could also hold your cards in your hand and throw the intention into the cards. The intention of being cleansed, the intention of being charged, the intention of these cards being your tool to work with, to give you insight. Do not underestimate the power of thoughts that can go into a deck. Once you have done a little bit of all this, you can also ask your deck a question. Get to know your deck. You could say, what will our relationship be like? What will our relationship be like? And here I have a Two of Pentacles, for instance. Two of Pentacles, maybe the deck is trying to tell me that we might have a relationship of, you know, balancing things out, trying to working with one another. So there's maybe a sense of equality here between the deck and I, which I quite like. Yeah, what sort of insight can I expect from this deck? Nine of Swords. You could say this is a bit less comfortable as a card. The Nine of Swords, we could say the deck might be able to warn me about self-inflicted worries, for instance. Last questions you could ask your deck is, what's the best way for me to work with you? Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles talks about, you know, cherishing and growing and valuing the deck itself. So this is some of the things you could be doing when you get a new deck. I would also recommend, let me move the camera again. Here you go. I would also recommend that once you put it in your pouch, you put it under your pillow and you sleep with it. Now, if you move a lot, it might be a problem, put it inside the pillowcase, you know, so you don't lose it or it doesn't go everywhere. The other thing you can do is also put your favorite crystal inside the pouch, or a little bit of a selenite to reset it, you know. These are all things you can be doing. Of course, do the ones that resonate with you. You don't have to do all of them, but the important thing is that you make friends with your deck. Spend time with it, shuffle it, ask it questions. You can reflect on it. What is this deck like? You know, is it a Rider-Waite-Smith type? Is it a Marseille type? Spend time with your deck. This is what you can do. Cleanse, charge your deck, read with it. The more you do, the more it will become your friend. The more time you spend with your friends, the more you get to know them. It's the same thing with the deck. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. And please comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you for my next video. Bye.